multicultural culture.
Mm-hmm.
And we really value that, and we try and pass that on. And I think, I mean, Alana's great. Like she's a great person to be around. Kids love her. She's great at playing with others. Although sometimes it's so sad. Like she'll be so nice to people, and sometimes it's just not returned. You know, people having bad days or what have you. And that's the hardest thing for me is watching kids like rebuff her just because she's being nice.
Well, and that's where when we talk about kind of optimizing the human environment, it's one thing for you and Marlo to really strive to do a conscientious, great job of doing this. It's a whole other thing when you start, you know, introducing her to other people. And I'm a great believer in kind of curating her environment as much as possible. And if there's a kid who's an abusive jerk, you keep them away from those kids.
Sure, and I'll like explain it to her. You know, to be fair, I don't think anyone's ever been abusive with her by any means. There's been a couple kids who I thought played a little rough or were kind of poking her with a stick, you know, boys. And so I could go over and tell them not to, whatnot. But what I can recall is like she'll walk up to some girl who's her age, a little older, and say, "Hi, friend, do you want to play?" Because that's how I've taught her to do it. Like 5,000 times. I take her by the hand, I walk up to some little kid and say, "Hi, I'm Ryan. This is Alana. Can we play?"
Right.
How else does one introduce themselves, right? So that's what I've been teaching Alana. Sometimes she'll walk up and say, hi, friend, or hi, amigo. Can we play? And I'm Alana. What's your name? And sometimes these children just look at her, smirk, and walk away.
Yeah.
I walk up, I grab Alana's hand. I go, you know, Alana, sometimes not everyone is as nice as you. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're just not nice people.
Yeah.
And the world is full of people that we can go find other best friends. So we turn around and walk away. And sometimes those children hear me and are like mortified and come running over and say, "Oh, no, my name is so-and-so."
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Sometimes they go sulk in the corner though, and then I feel bad. Like but it's just real talk. I mean,
yeah. No, again, I like being honest. I often talk, you know, to kids just like I talk to adults, and including on no nonsense things like that. You know, that, you know, and it's sensitive because we don't know the whole background and what's going on with our kid and so forth. But, you know, one advantage, you know, I know, you know, your focus is on kind of unschooling, homeschooling, but one advantage of creating a school community is and you know, Alana wants to go to school, is if you know that Alana's going to be with the same, you know, 8, 10, 20, whatever kids every day, day in, day out. And ideally, you either create or pick a school where you can set those norms. And I think in a lot of ways, you know, people say curriculum methodology. I would say the norms that are set in a school and the norms that are consistently modeled and enforced is one of the most important dimensions of a school. Right. And so you're doing such a great job of setting these kind of healthy interpersonal norms, helping Alana set boundaries, helping her learn to be, you know, kind of friendly and respectful and so forth. Ideally, there would be a school where very similar standards and norms would be modeled and enforced.
That's true, and we definitely value that, and it's part of what terrifies us of sending her to a school, public or private, where that wouldn't be the case, where she'd come home shell-shocked or learn some terrible habit, or it's definitely a real factor for us. Makes us value the personalized education route even more. At the same time, as Alana gets a little older, right, she's almost 3.5 or will be in January, February or something. I talk to parents at the playground. I pitch them on doing a personalized ed program with me. And they love the idea, but when rubber meets road, you know, not putting their kid in school is like a terrifying thought for them, and it is for us too to some extent. But I just believe 100% that she's going to learn more through self-education and through a personalized program than she would, you know, sitting in a room for 8 hours with X number of other randomly assembled students.
Are you considering particular preschools in your area? Have you started researching those?
No.
No rush. But
honestly,
since Alana's interested, I would say, you know, I of course support and would love to support you in creating your own school, preschool program, homeschooling group, whatever you call it. And it's worth just kind of looking to see what's there, because sometimes there are fabulous programs nearby. Sometimes
there is. Danielle Strockman's school is not too far from us. The San Diego Innovations Academy.
What grades?
I think they're K through 12 now.
Okay.
So, you know, Alana's just turned 3 in August, so we got another year before we have to think hard about kindergarten and whatnot.
Right.
So between now and then, it's all about personalized program and make sure her weekends are spent going to the science museum, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like she's really learning a lot. Yeah. But there's the potential of doing a school if it's a positive, awesome school community like that school that she's built.
Yeah.
And Alana would love that. Like, that's the thing, is Alana wants to go to school.
Right.
She's all about it. She give it to me. And I just shake my head, but I support her and go ahead, have fun.
Well, I can see that, but you know, at some point, you probably want to go sit in, see if the innovation school will let you come and sit in, ideally for half a day, or you know, at least an hour or something. If you just do a tour, what happens is a lot of times things look great on the tour. So I always encourage parents to sit in for as long as the school will let them and they can afford, you know, ideally half a day, because what you want to see is what happens when the kind of classroom is chaotic. How does the teacher kind of pull it back together again? You know, at that juncture, first of all, how often does the classroom become chaotic? What happens? How does the teacher reorganize? Does she or he become, you know, angry and, you know, emotionally reactive or not? Or is it so oppressive that they never kind of become expressive? You know, in some ways, it can be healthy for a school to kind of bubble up with too much enthusiasm. So, you know, I would say there's no substitute for just going and sitting in for a couple hours, half a day, get a feel for the emotional, you know, kind of emotional vibe of the place, and then see what I want. What would it be like for Alana to be here for, you know, half a day or a full day every day? Right. What would it do to her? How would it shape her?
Yeah, no, that's the terrifying thing about it. And at the same time, it's the part where she can grow the most. So
yeah,
definitely a big challenge. I know we've talked in the past about doing school like half-time or doing like part-time school programs. How do you feel about that? And does the child feel involved enough at school to make friends long-term or to be a part of school projects, or what do you think?
You know, it all depends, but I would say a lot of times half-time school is great because, yeah, you know, it depends on the schedule of the school, but I've seen situations where they have all of the benefits of, you know, friends and interaction and so forth, but they also, then you can give them a lot more, you know, home and personalization and freedom and so forth the other half of the day. So I would say it's absolutely worth exploring half-time school, whether or not the local schools initially go for it or not.
Okay. That's a thought we have too. You know, and we'll see. We're kind of in the waiting place, as Dr. Seuss would say. Alana is not quite in school age yet, which is good. You know, we love San Diego, but we may not be here in 6 months. So,
where might you go?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Wow.
Of all places. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
I just finished watching Justified. I don't know if you've seen Justified, but
is it set there?
Yeah, kind of.
I gotta start watching it then.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's a stereotype. They're kind of hillbilly stereotypes all over the place that are not fair.
Yeah, but something I learned as a tour guide working with thousands of people in the service sector in Hawaii is that stereotypes absolutely exist for a reason, but you are a fool if you don't treat every person as an individual, because you never know who you meet and what their background is and how they're going to break the mold.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most don't, hence stereotypes, but some do, and it absolutely warrants giving everyone the chance.
Yeah. Well, we should probably wrap it up for this week, but give Alana and Marlo my best, and we'll talk next week.
We'll do. Michael, thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks, Ryan. Bye-bye.